what proof of reserves does is it proves the reserves of an entity such as an exchange. And it does that by pulling data from the places where those reserves are. Those reserves could be in a bank account. They could be in the form of a token on some chain. So proof of reserves would have resolved this entire problem from the beginning by, on an ongoing daily, hourly, second by second basis, proving what FTX had on its balance sheet to pay back depositors. And so depositors wouldn't have been surprised to learn what was backing their deposits, and therefore they wouldn't have engaged in a bank run. So proof of reserves would have proven on an ongoing basis that FTX is solvent, and if people didn't like the way that FTX was solvent, they could have made gradual withdrawals instead of everyone learning suddenly that the solvency of FTX was in a format that they didn't like. So what the crypto industry is experiencing now is a fundamental financial markets problem. It's not a security problem. It's not a blockchain problem. It's a financial markets problem. And I think that this is a big enough kind of jump on everybody's attention that proof of reserves will get widely adopted. And in the traditional market, the same problems still persist. So whether the traditional market adopts this because proof of reserves is how crypto is now going to become better than the traditional financial world, or whether there is some kind of failure event in traditional markets related to solvency, which could very well happen the way markets are going, proof of reserves just solves kind of this problem by proving to people that their counterparty is solvent. And if the counterparty starts to become insolvent, even a little bit, everybody can make a decision about what to do about that before it reaches this level of billions of dollars, right? So if you're using an application that has proof of reserves, you can know real time what the solvency of that counterparty is. And if they, for example, decide to switch their method of accounting or to switch their assets backing your deposits from Bitcoin to dollars or from dollars to their own token, you would know that in real time. And then you could make a decision to use or not use that application. And therefore, there wouldn't be this huge growth of billions of dollars in which demand for withdrawal in one day. And that's a problem for crypto today, but it's actually a large global financial markets problem. So blockchains and oracles, funnily enough, in this situation, sounds funny to say, but they are about transparency, and they are about conveying and securing critical information so that people can make critical financial decisions and manage risk. Now, the reason that this information about the solvency of this entity was not meeting those standards was because it wasn't on a blockchain. It was in a private server somewhere that no one had access to, which was leaked, which was a huge surprise to the depositors, which led to this bank run, which led to this problem, right? So what oracles and blockchains will do for the crypto industry and for the traditional financial markets is they will create a level of transparency and risk management where these things are actually uncommon, because everybody will know what is going on with their financial institutions and with their counterparties in a real-time basis. So for example, if another exchange decides to back depositors' claims with their own invented token, then depositors would learn about that in the same minute that the exchange started to do that. And they could choose to stay or to go, but it could not grow to the point where the majority of their deposits were backed by something they didn't understand, and then the majority of them decide to withdraw. So the transparency of blockchains and oracles and proof of reserves, I think once it becomes the standard, we'll create an environment where these bank runs and all of these kind of massive withdrawal issues from people realizing things go away, because the system automatically informs them about their counterparty and their solvency and the risks that they're taking in an automatic, ungameable way. And that's really what I think oracles and blockchains will do very well for crypto and for the traditional financial industry.